I reckon what you'd want to know, what am I doing in here? I reckon the reason I'm in here is 'cause I killed somebody. But I reckon what you want to know is how come he killed somebody. So I reckon I'll start at the front. I lived out there, my mother's and father's place, most of my life in a little old shed that my dad had built for me. They didn't too much want me up there in the house with the rest of them. But mostly I just sat around out there in the shed, looking at the ground. I didn't have no floor out there, but I had me a hole dug out to lay down in, quilt or two to put down there. My father, he was a hard-working man most of his life. Not that I can say the same for myself. I mostly would just sit around out there in the shed, tinkering with the lawnmower or two. Went to school off and on from time to time with the children. They was very cruel to me. Made quite a bit of sport with me. Make fun of me quite a bit. But mostly I would just sit around in the shed out there. My daddy worked down at the sawmill, down at the planter mill for a fellow named Dixon. An old man Dixon. He was a very cruel fella. Didn't treat his employees very well. Didn't pay them much of a wage. Didn't pay my daddy much of a wage. Just barely enough to get by on, I reckon. But I reckon he got by all right. They used to come out, one or the other of them, usually my mother, feed me pretty regular. Well, I know he made enough to feed me biscuits and mustard 3-4 times a week. Well, old man Dixon, he had a boy. Name was Jesse Dixon. Jesse was really more cruel than his daddy was. He used to make quite a bit of sport of me when I was down there at the schoolhouse. He used to take advantage of little girls in the neighborhood. They used to say my mother was a very pretty woman. They used to say that quite a bit from time to time when I was down there at the schoolhouse. Well, I reckon you want me to get on with it. So I reckon I tell you. I was sitting out there on the shed one evening, not doing much of nothing. Just kind of staring at the wall, waiting for my mother to come out and give me my Bible lesson. Well, I heard a commotion up there in the house. So I run up on the screened-in porch to see what is going on. I looked in the window there, seen my mother laying on the floor without any clothes on. I seen Jesse Dixon laying on the top of her, having his way with her. Well, I just seen red. I picked up a Kaiser blade, sitting there by the screen door. Some people call it a sling blade. I call it a Kaiser blade. It's got that long wood handle, kind of like an axe handle. The long blade on it, shaped kind of like a banana. Sharp on the one edge, dull on the other. What the highway boys use, cut them weeds and whatnot. Well, I went in there to the house and I hit Jesse Dixon upside the head with it. Knocked him off my mother. Well, I reckon that didn't satisfy me very much, so I hit him again in the neck with the sharp edge. Just plumb near cut his head off. Killed him. My mother, she'd jump up and start hollering, "What'd you kill Jesse for? What'd you kill Jesse for?" Well, come to find out, I reckon she didn't mind much what Jesse was a-doing to her. I reckon that made me madder than what Jesse did. So, I taken the Kaiser blade. Some people call it a sling blade. I call it a Kaiser blade. And I hit my mother upside the head with it. Killed her. Some people, they asking me if I had to do it all over again, would I do it the same way? Yeah, I reckon I would. Seeing how they seem fit to put me up in here. Here I've been a great long while. I learned to read some. Took me 4 years to learn to read the Bible. I reckon I understand a great deal of it. More than what I expected in most places. I slept in a good bed for a great long while. Now they seem fit to put me out of here. They say they're setting me free. Well, I reckon that's all you need to know. You want to hear more about details? I reckon I can tell them to you. I don't know if that's enough or not for what you need for your newspaper or not. Will you ever kill anybody again, Carl? I don't reckon I got no reason to kill nobody.